Hi, it's Doug again. I want to talk today about a tool called Cadence Switch Release. It allows you to switch between different versions of the Cadence tools. You find it under your Start All Programs. Here's mine. It's called Cadence SPB Switch Release. You open it up, and what it does is it lists all the different versions of the Cadence tools that you have installed on your system. And what it will do is it will modify your environment variables to point to the release that you choose. And it does that by modifying this variable called CDS root. Right now you can see mine is pointed to version 16.5. And the way you use this is you simply highlight the version you want, and you can either double click on it or you can click the OK button. It does the same thing. So right now it's running its thing. You can see it's changed a bunch of stuff here, but the big thing it's done is it's now changed this CDS root variable to point to version 16.3. Now when I double click on a board file, it's going to open up that board in that version of the tool. So it takes a while on my dinosaur system, but you can see now if I go to help about, it says version 16.3. If I go back and I say I want to run version 16.5, double click on it. It takes a minute to update the environment variables, and you can see it now says CDS root is set to 16.5. Open up my board file again, and it will open up in 16.5. It gives me an error message saying that this is a new version of the software. And now I'm running version 16.5. You can notice that I'm simply double clicking on the board file to open up Allegro, and there is some problems with people not being able to double click on board files. In fact, you can see on my desktop I have all different icons for different versions because I used to drag and drop onto there. But there is an easy way to associate the BRD extension with the Allegro tool. And you find that in your Cadence Switch Release. If you go to the File Association button, it brings up a list of file extensions and what executable tool that's going to open up when you double click on it. And you can see right here, my board, it is set to this CDS root variable that we've talked about. And then it says it's going to tools PCB bin allegro.exe. That's Allegro. You can see some of the other extensions here are not using that CDS root variable, where here you can see it is hard-coded to point to version 16.5. Now if I was running version 16 or 16.3 and this thing was still pointing to 16.5, it's going to give you an error when you double click on it. So what you want to do, if you go into this file association window, look at what your board file is set to, and if it's not using that CDS root variable like you see here, go ahead and change it. You can modify this path however you want it and click update, and it'll change it in the window. Go through and incorporate that CDS root variable into whatever files you want to be able to double click on. That way it's not hard coded to a specific version, it's using whatever that variable that it gets set to. You'd want to do that for your BRD, probably for your pad stack, your DRA, same kind of thing for your DSN. So you can go back to the way it used to be, where you could double click on it if you're having that problem. That explains the Cadence Switch Release tool. Let me know if you got any questions. It's really pretty simple. Thank you.